Variables, let x equals 2, let y equals 3, let z equals x plus y, what does z equal? 5. Well, you can use console.log to print things out. If we console log out z here, you can see that we get 5. To declare a variable, use let. To declare a constant variable that won't change, use const. You can do basic arithmetic between numbers and variables. You have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, to name a few. Two other very important data types are strings, which are just characters from your keyboard that use quotes, and booleans, which are just true or false. Arrays, used to hold multiple values in a variable instead of just one. Use square brackets to denote an array, and make sure you use commas to separate out each entry. Objects, kind of like arrays, but we use curly brackets, and each entry has a key and a corresponding value. The notation is key, value, and make sure we use commas to separate each key value pair. Use dot notation to access values. If I want to find the name of this object, I can do myObject.name. If I want to find the age, I can do myObject.age. If you run this chunk of code here, as you can see, it prints out Joe and 50. If you want to loop over an array, you can say for item of my array, curly brackets, and then do something. In this case, we're just console logging out the item of the array. If we go up here and run this code with my array, you can see it prints off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to loop over an object instead of an array, you can say for item in my object, curly brackets, and then do something. In this case, we're just console logging out the key value pairs. Whenever we're looping through arrays or objects, whatever we name this variable right here, it doesn't matter. It just represents each individual entry. If statements used to run some block of code under some condition. If the condition is true, run the following block. We have f equals 5, so is f equals 5 true? Yes, it is. So if we run this code here, it prints off we made it. If it weren't true and you made this f variable equal to 6 instead of 5, and then we ran this code again, you see it prints off nothing because this block doesn't run since it's not true. Always use this double equals here when checking for equality. We can also use less than or greater than signs. Functions, blocks of code that perform certain tasks and return a value. Here I make a function called multiply that takes in two arguments, num1 and num2. What does it do? It takes num1 times num2 and then it returns it. To call a function, we just write its name with parentheses to pass in its arguments. If I call this with 4 and 4 and I run this, what do we get? 16. Nice.